So I feel like it'd be fun to share a few things that I'm going to be keeping this year and some things I'm going to be getting rid of. Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. As we all know, it's a new year. So for today's video, I thought it would be fun to share a few tips on like how you can level up your routine this year. You know, like just really amp up your makeup a little bit. Maybe you're stuck in a rut. Maybe you feel like no matter what you do, your makeup just doesn't make up. You know what I mean? I feel like this year, I'm not going to overwhelm you, okay? Like honestly, a lot of these tips are kind of scaling it back and going back to the basics. I think with a lot of social media growing and a lot of content being put in front of us all the time, it's easy to get swayed and overwhelmed into the new trends and like new methods of applying makeup. But these are the basics that I feel like if you apply these few things, your makeup's gonna look incredible this year, okay? And that's what I'm all about. That's my vibe. I'm not trying to overwhelm myself, okay? Like, it was a busy year last year, and it's just gonna get busier and busier, like all of us. So I'm not trying to overdo it or make a routine that's like impossible for me to achieve, but I also don't want to like compromise my love for makeup and also feeling really good in my skin and in my makeup. So let's just dive right in. I feel like the first thing is so basic, but like we got to be honest with ourselves sometimes and be like, okay, how well do I prep my skin before makeup? Like, do I actually take care of my skin? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we all know these things, but we don't always stick to them. And I'm not saying you have to do some sort of extravagant, even expensive routine, but just prepping your skin and staying on top of your skincare. That means washing your makeup off at night, doing a moisturizer, and in the morning, even if you don't wash your face, like you could splash it with cold water just to refresh yourself a little bit, spritz a little like toner mist, a little water mist, I don't know, add a little serum and moisturizer, sunscreen, lip balm, and you're good to go. So for today, I'm gonna start things off with the Rhode Glazing Milk. I love this stuff. I feel like their skincare is so good, and honestly, like I would recommend this to anybody just wanting a good, solid routine that's easy to remember how to stick to. That's also not gonna break the bank. Like I feel like their price point is really good to where you feel like you're not overdoing it, but you're also investing a little bit more in a higher quality and effective ingredients. So I'm just gonna put this all over. By the way, we are trying some new things with lighting. We're trying to just level up a lot of things this year. So bear with us over the next few videos as we adjust lighting. And as always, we'd love to hear feedback, you know? So let us know if you notice a difference in what we're doing today. Camera stuff is like a lot of trial and error, I feel like, for YouTube. So we're just trying some new things. The glazing milk just like sinks into the skin. And because it's an essence, it helps kind of like prep the skin for more products going in. So I'm going to stick with Rhode with my serum. I'm going to go in with the Peptide glazing fluid. The thing I love about Rhode too is they work really well underneath makeup. So if you're stumped on like a good line to try out that I feel like would work for any age, any skin type, and work underneath makeup, honestly, I really love Rhode products. I'm actually out of my Rhode moisturizer. I need to pick up more because I also need to buy another glazing milk. So I'm going to use my current favorite moisturizer. I talked about this in my December favorites. It's the Drunk Elephant Bora Barrier Cream. This stuff is so good, especially during the winter. My skin is loving it. So I'm just going to apply this all over. I've been loving seeing like that trend going around that's like what's in and what's out. So I feel like it'd be fun to share a few things that I'm going to be keeping this year and some things I'm going to be getting rid of, you know? And what's in for me this year is just leveling up my skincare. Like I really want to make sure I'm spending a little more time on it. Honestly, last year, being a new mom, I had my baby in December, like the end of December in 2022. So basically it felt like the entire year of 2023, I was just learning how to be a mom. And so a lot of my routines that I used to be really consistent at kind of went down the drain. And now I feel like I have my routine kind of in place. I have a new normal, like it doesn't feel like a super drastic change anymore to have a baby. Like it's just part of my everyday life. So I feel like I have the time and the mental space to like actually take care of myself a little bit better. So that's going to be in this year. And I feel like it goes for any self-care things outside of skincare, but for me, that's just where I feel the best. And it's like a really easy self-care thing to just incorporate like a nice skincare routine. Other things I love are like spritzing on fragrance, even if I don't leave the house, you know, listening to podcasts, making sure, you know, I have time to myself for a bath. I don't know. I'm just going to try to really do better at leveling up my self-care this year. So for me, that's staying. and hopefully increasing compared to last year. I'm going to hydrate the lips. We're going to stick to Rhode. I have their Tinted Peptide Lip Balm. I honestly need to pick up another unscented one. I'm like out of Rhode, but I use it so often. It's kind of nice to like use products up. I don't know. I get sent so many things and I try so many products that like when I finish a product and I buy it over and over again, that's when you know I really love it. So I'll probably end up throwing in another lip treatment. All right, so I feel like the skincare has sunk into the skin. For me, for makeup, what's in 2024 is skin tints. I feel like we saw a lot of these in 2023, but for me, like, I really am loving skin tints right now. So I have a couple that I feel like are great. One from the drugstore is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Skin Tint. This stuff is so beautiful. And then more recently, the Ciele Tint and Protect Skin Tint is just beautiful. I'm going to use the Ciele one today because I just want, you know, a little hint of coverage. This also has SPF 50 in it, which is really nice. So I'm going to add some of that. I also wanted to mention that something that we all know or have heard of probably before, brushes. The tools that you use can really like completely change how your makeup looks, how it applies obviously, but how it looks throughout the day. I actually was chatting with my sisters and they were like, I really want to level up my routine. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I feel like they all do their makeup well. And so I took my sisters one by one and I gave them like a little mini like masterclass lesson based off of what their needs were, what they were asking questions about. And I feel like sometimes I forget that just because I've been doing this for so long and I use brushes and, you know, I do my makeup a certain way doesn't mean that most people have given just a nice brush set a whirl. Like, I understand that too. It's not necessarily something that you think you want to invest in because if you buy a brush set, like even an affordable brush set, you'll be spending around, you know, maybe $100 even for a super affordable full set of brushes, which that's pricey. So I get how a lot of people would just rather stick to maybe a sponge in their hands and skip brushes so that they can have that money for actual product. But I'm here to tell you that a brush set, especially if you just invest in one quality brush set, and it doesn't mean that it has to be super expensive. You can find really great ones that are super affordable. I'll have some of my favorites linked down below. I love Real Techniques. I love Morphe and Ariel. That brush set is amazing. I love that one. More high-end brushes that I love are BK Beauty. There's so many out there, but just actually like investing in good brushes will change your entire makeup game. It was funny because I showed my sister, there was one specifically that wanted to learn how to use brushes. So I was showing her how to use brushes and later I went in my beauty closet and I like gave her some brushes that I had that were lying around that I had extras of. And the next day she was like, I'm gonna do my makeup. And she came out of the bathroom and she was like, oh my gosh, brushes changed my makeup game. And I was like, yes, of course. So this is just a PSA. If you haven't ever like treated yourself to some brushes, you don't need a ton. Like, be honest with yourself about like how many steps you do in makeup, but it's really great to invest in some brushes. And let me know if you guys would want to see like a video of some sort explaining like which brushes I personally think are worth the investment or whatever it might be. Let me know if you would want to see something like that. I'm happy to, you know, share more on brushes. Also, sponges are really important too. And there's so many different great price points for brushes and sponges. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. You can get really great sponges on Amazon. Doesn't really matter the price point, but tools really do matter. It's just worth the investment. We're gonna do a little concealer. I don't really feel like I have too much to change with concealer this year. I'm just gonna do the same old stuff. I will say, you know what I feel like I don't want to do this year? Not that I do this. I feel like I'm pretty good at like being self-aware when it comes to trends, okay? I feel like it's so fun to have makeup and fashion trends, but I feel like it's so different now with social media because everyone is doing the same thing. Like, no matter the age range, I feel like everyone wants the same shoes and everyone wants the same skincare. And it's just like, I don't know. When I was in high school, I feel like something that was trending in like my high school would be different than even like the next door high school. It was just kind of like who you were around. Like, people in person would be trendsetters, but now it's like people online are setting trends and everyone's just jumping on board without even thinking. I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people I've just noticed. And again, I'm not against trends. Like, I love to be inspired by things and there's certain trends that I definitely hop on board with. But I also feel like it's where I kind of have to ask myself, like, am I doing this trend because I want to look like everyone else, or because I actually really like how I look in this trend, or I don't feel really good, you know, in this style of makeup or whatever. And if I don't do it. Like, there's certain trends that I just know in my gut are just not for me. And that's okay, because I'll just ride the wave. I can still admire other people who look good in whatever trend it is, but that doesn't mean I have to take part of every single thing. You know what I mean? So for me, the constant change and trying to keep up with what's trending, I'm not doing it. I'm just sticking to what I like, you know what I mean? And if some of what I like is trendy, great. But I'm not gonna like only like the things that are trendy. Does that make sense? I'm all about being inspired. Like, don't get me wrong, I am influenced, okay? Like, I love scrolling on social media and like seeing somebody set a trend and like being inspired by that and incorporating it into my life if I feel like a pull toward it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna wear like a certain type of pants just because somebody else does if I know that it's not me. If it doesn't reflect me, I'm just not gonna do it. Does that make sense? That was kind of a rant. Oh well. Okay, you know what's in this year to me is balmy bronzers, okay? Like, I'm into it, I'm into it. I should probably make a disclaimer too, like, this is just what I'm vibing with. Like, please do your own like assessment and figure out what exactly your vibe is right now, you know? Like, if there's something that I do that you're like, I don't really like that, or I just, you know, I'd rather stick to XYZ, please, like, have the confidence to stick to what works for you and know that that's gonna be the best outcome no matter what. It's just you staying true to yourself, the products that work for you, the certain style that you feel best in. Like, that to me is great, you know? But for me, balmy bronzers are really something special because I can be heavy-handed with bronzers. So I feel like something a little more balmy kind of allows me to get the warmth and the structure in the face that I want to without me overdoing it, especially for every day. I feel like this is so perfect. This is the Simi Haze, as I drop it, okay. This is the Simi Haze Skin Suede Melting Bronze Balm, and I just love it. Like, you can see how it just literally melts into the skin and looks so beautiful. It's fantastic. Another little tip that I feel like will really level up your makeup is to stop applying things directly to the skin. I feel like that's where brushes and tools really come in handy. You guys will see me all the time warming things up on the back of my hand, putting things like into the brush bristles before tapping them onto the face. These are little extra steps that feel like they might not make a huge difference, but I'm telling you, they really, really do. So that's another little hot tip from me. For me, something else that's just super in still is powder, loose powder specifically. I love the idea of a super dewy skin look, especially in pictures, but like, honestly, for me, that's not realistic with how long I want my makeup to last. Powder makes your makeup last longer, and there's a way to use it to where you're not gonna look crazy, you know what I mean? So this is the Huda Beauty powder. I love using it with a puff. Puffs are another tool that I feel like are so underrated, and puffs with powder have really changed the game for me. You'll see here how I dip it into the powder and then I press it into my hand to get rid of the excess. That way I'm not going overboard when I press it under the eye area, around the nose, through the T-zone. There's nothing that's gonna make your skin look more flawless than this, honestly. And to me, it's a vibe, you know? Again, I love a good dewy look, but also it's just, if I'm gonna bother putting makeup on, I want it to last, and powder is what does that. So for me, powder is in. You know what I'm gonna try to do more of this year? I'm gonna try to take care of my brows a little bit more. I've never been one to really shape my brows the way I know I could, okay? Did you guys know I've never gotten my brows done? Like, I've never had them shaped, which I'm sure some of your jaws are dropping right now because I feel like it's part of like becoming a woman is like getting your brows done. I don't know. I just never have done it. I'm literally almost 30 and I've also never dyed my hair. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a little crazy for that, but I am who I am, you know? It's so funny because everybody has like their things that like are non-negotiable. Like, my sisters have to get their nails done. Like, they love going out and getting their nails done and they always look really, really cute. For me, I just do my nails at home. Some people might need, you know, to go to the salon to get their brows done or maybe lashes done or whatever. For me, I feel like that is like at home spa days. Like, I'm obsessed with skincare devices. And so I'll do little routines like that, or I spend money on makeup itself. You know what I mean? It's funny how everybody has their different priorities. With that being said though, I really do want to kind of like have a better brow shape this year. And I'm not saying I can't do that myself. I just need to like keep up with it, you know? I just know that that'll help everything just look really polished and clean and put together when I do my makeup. And even when I don't have makeup on, even though I don't have like tons of brow hairs, there's just something about having a little bit more of like a shape that really helps frame the face. Again, these are all things that I feel like we know and we hear about, but it's all just a matter of making the time to actually do them. You know what's going to be in for me this year? I just decided single cream shadows. I'm going to use this one from Merit. There's a lot out there. This is just what I've got. This is the shade Studio, which is just like a nice neutral brown color. And I'm just going to buff this all over the eyelid, up into the crease, and a little bit above toward the brow as my transition shade. I'm also going to take that along the lower lash line just to define things there. You could also use bronzer for this if you're more into powders. There's really no rules. But I always like a little something on the eyes, even if I'm doing a super simple routine. You know what else I'm still vibing with is a bright waterline. This Chantecaille pencil is my favorite for that. I just think it really cleans up and elevates any look, whether it's everyday or something a little bit more glamorous. I just love it. I also am very into brown mascara. Have you guys seen the trend of like the no mascara? I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm still in my brown mascara era. I don't really know if I could do no mascara. I feel like I would even need to use like a clear mascara to like still get some of the powders off my lashes. I don't know. To me, the no mascara thing looks a little unfinished. I get it if you're gonna do just like a tiny dab of like concealer, maybe cream blush, and you don't want to go overboard with having eye makeup on. But I'm seeing people do like full out makeup all over their face and then leaving their lashes bare. And to me, that feels a little unfinished. I don't know. But again, to each their own. If that's your vibe, go for it. That's just one of the trends recently that I've seen that I don't think I'm gonna hop on board with. I just love mascara too much, you know? Cut to me in 3 months wearing no mascara. Probably not, we'll see. But I really just feel like brown mascara gives that soft look while still leaving you feeling complete and polished, you know? By the way, this is the Tower 28 brown mascara. I think the shade is called Drift. It's so beautiful. I love it. You know what else is in for me, I think, this year? Chunky earrings, okay? Like I'm really vibing with just the bigger earrings that I've been seeing. I actually got these for Christmas and I think they're so pretty. They're like pretty hefty though, like they're heavy. I'm not used to a heavy earring, but I have a feeling I'm gonna be, you know, wearing more statement bold earrings like this throughout 2024, which makes me excited. All right, something else I'm gonna be doing for 2024 is I'm staying with the blushes. For me, I feel like powder blush might have a little moment again. I love a good powder blush. I just feel like you get the longevity. This one's kind of nice because it has that luminosity to it. So if you love the glow that you get from a cream blush, but you want longevity like a powder, something like this is really nice. So I'm just gonna pop this on the cheeks. I'm still a blush girly. I love blush. I don't know if I'll ever stop loving blush. I know it like really had its trendy moment, but to be fair, I've been wearing blush for years. And like there was a time where it wasn't trendy. Like it was something people were really scared of, and I'm glad it's getting the love it deserves. But I hope blush sticks around forever. I hope people don't go back to like no blush. I think I would panic. Also, with a more like glowy blush, you can skip highlighter for every day, which I really love. So this is a super simple, like just elevated kind of a routine. And ever since I became a mom, I kind of like to cut back on as many steps as possible while still looking and feeling really polished. So I like having, you know, a little glow in my blush here and there just to help me look like I've gotten more sleep than I have, you know? Another little tip that I feel like will really elevate your routine is lip liner. I feel like lip liner is not talked about enough because sometimes I think people get scared because they don't want to look overdone. But the thing is, you got to find the right shade. Like find a lip liner shade that looks like your lips and you're going to wear it every day. Not only does it help whatever product you apply on top afterwards last all day, it just kind of like polishes everything. And I feel like people just don't give lip liner the attention that it deserves. I'm going to show you now, like my lips kind of have a shape because I just wiped off the foundation, but I'm going to take the Jones Rhode Mauve lip liner. This is a pencil that the color is basically my lip color. So it might take some trial and error to try to find something that you feel like just blends into your natural lip color. But look, okay, once you find something like this, look how clean this is looking on this side versus this side. And it's not anything crazy. Like, it doesn't look super makeup-y or whatever, which I feel like people are afraid of. Especially if you blur out the lip line a little bit, it makes it look even more natural. So do yourself a favor, go shop for a lip liner that matches your lip color, and your life is going to be changed. All right, for lipstick, I'm going to pop on a little bit of the Revie Beauty Effortless Lips in the shade Lily. This is my beauty brand that launched last year. I designed this lip product to be the perfect everyday lip. So for me, this vibe is still in. This is like the perfect hybrid between a tinted lip balm and a lipstick. It's going to give you the hydration of a balm with the pigmentation of a lipstick, but it's a sheer buildable formula. So you can really build it up to a super full lip look if you want, or do just one layer if you're going for more of a subtle vibe. The other thing I love about this is the level of shine is not too much or too little. To me, it just like makes the lips look healthy, which was my goal with this. I'm just basically all about a healthy look in 2024. And I'm trying to like really expand that outside of my makeup as well and incorporate it into like my mental health, also my physical health. I also want to like amp up some more this year. So hopefully I'll be able to start glowing from the inside out as well, but also these tips kind of help you achieve that and amplify that a little bit more through makeup. So there's Lily all over the lips. I love this so much. All right, we're gonna assess the situation. I'm gonna add a little more bronzer, but you can see how this bronzer just kind of like melts into the skin. It's nothing too crazy, and it just kind of like blends in and out of your skin tone really nicely. So there's no harsh lines, which for daytime I'm all about. Not that I want harsh lines for nighttime, but for nighttime makeup I feel like I can amp it up a little bit more. In sunlight I feel like it's nice to have something that's so seamless, especially creating shape on your face. So I'm loving that so much. The last thing I feel like will really amp up your makeup this year, and maybe you know about it but you haven't like invested in a quality setting spray. Okay, like setting sprays really change the game. Again, you don't have to buy an expensive one. Like, just because the price tag is high doesn't mean that it's good. Like, we all know that with makeup. There's great ones at the drugstore. Milani Make It Last setting spray is an amazing one at the drugstore. If you want like hairspray for your face, the One Size Beauty one is gonna keep your makeup on all day. Something that I love that's kind of in the middle, I'm looking for it. I think it's actually packed away. The Charlotte Tilbury one is fantastic. I'm just gonna use this one that's on my desk right now. This is the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over Spray. Just gonna kind of spritz that all over. Setting spray is gonna change the game. Don't skimp out on setting spray. Honestly, like I feel like if there's anything I could tell you for this year to amp things up, it's gonna be brushes and a sponge and setting spray. Honestly, like truly. You can use whatever makeup you have, but if you're not using the right brushes and you're not locking it in place, what's the point? You know, that's how I feel anyway. And setting powder. Okay, like I do love setting powder. But a lot of times you can have all the trendy products and you can have things that have good reviews that you know everybody's loving, and maybe it's not working for you because of simply how you're applying it, you know what I mean, or how you're prepping your skin. So I hope that this video was helpful. I realized first I need to set the brows because that for me is non-negotiable. So while I do that, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know what your vibe is for 2024. I'm still into like a good amount of makeup. Like, I'm not really doing the no makeup vibe. You can see like I still like to have basically a full face of makeup on, but I think just simplifying things, using multitasking products, using the right tools, and like sticking to what you know works for you is what's gonna really help you stay confident with your makeup routine this year, you know? So yeah, I hope you guys like this look. Let me know what makeup you're into for 2024 in the comments down below. Also, something else that's gonna be in for me this year is creating a clean workspace, okay? A clean workspace. And this is my job, so that includes like having reset days where I put makeup away. Like I need to just like reset everything. I need to put them back in their place. I'm going to take the extra few minutes after I film to put things away so that it sets myself up for success for future videos or even for just getting ready for fun. If I can't find stuff, it's so frustrating. So that goes for my beauty room and also for my office. Like I just want to be able to have an environment where I can create. And for me, like if there's stuff that's missing or stuff that's just everywhere, which it happens, okay? Like it happens. My house can get so messy really quickly. So I'm making space this year to reset, and I'm making space to make sure my environment matches the type of content that I want to create and like gives me the mental space to focus on creating all the things that I want to this year with content, with developing more products for Revie Beauty, things like that. You know, I need a good environment. So that's in for me this year. Also, I'm gonna wash my makeup brushes because that's something that I know would level up my routine a lot more. And even though I do this for a living, I'm still human, okay? So I'm not the best at like making sure my brushes are reset and taken care of. So I'm gonna do that this year. Let me know what some of your New Year's resolutions are. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so excited for this year. I feel like there's so much goodness in store. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from today's video. Hopefully it inspires you to simplify your routine in some ways or add a couple of these tips to really level up your routine this year so you can be, you know, the best version of yourself and feel really confident in doing your own makeup every day. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. I can't wait for all that's to come this year. There's so much in store. I'm just so excited. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you.